So then we decide, okay, we're going to do this right. So we're going to have the ultimate weekend. And this is quite a story, because this is where a lot of the insights all came out, right? So we're going to have the ultimate romantic getaway. So she suggested, well, why don't we find a place away from Santa Barbara where we can kind of be comfortable. So I booked a room that day at the Sycamore Canyon Hot Springs, or Sycamore Hot Springs, Mineral Hot Springs. She goes, and she told me later, she says, I was very impressed that you did it that quickly. Done. And so we booked the room. And now keep in mind, I was still holding out for old Steve here to stand up and pay attention somehow, right? So I brought, we show up at this, how many people here have been at the Sycamore Mineral Hot Springs? It's fabulous, isn't it? I mean, just fabulous. So we walk in and we have a suite, and here's this incredible 4-poster bed about 6 feet off the ground, and this had a fireplace, and it had the built-in hot tub with the mineral hot springs, right? And it has all these things, and I'm going, oh my God, I think we just died and went to heaven. And so we put out the candles and dimmed the light, turned on the filled up the hot tub and had our wine and the music and the scents. I mean, everything. It just couldn't be any better. But I also brought, let's see, the highest dose of Cialis you can legally buy. I bought this other stuff called Muse, 1,000 milligrams, which is the highest potential, and that one is not pleasant. That is a intraurethral suppository. I'll let your imagination go with that one. Yeah, that is not pleasant. And she helped me with that one. And then and then if all else fails, there's the pump. And the pump, that's physics, folks. It cannot not work. It's, right? So, but it's probably the least romantic of those three, right? And so here we are, we're just kind of digging on each other and just really just caressing and being with each other. And we had by this time developed a very strong sense of emotional intimacy. Okay, if being heart open is the foundation to all intimacy, emotional intimacy is the foundation for any lasting and deep connecting physical intimacy. Because I don't care how great the sex is, if you're not emotionally connected, it's not going to last or grow. And so we had a very strong emotional connection, and it continues to grow to this day. So we were able to do that. We were able to just be with each other. And but the time came, right? And I'm thinking, first different woman in 30 years, and oh my God, this is the first time in 12 years for me of anything. And to say I was just a little bit excited, it didn't show, but I was excited, is putting it mildly. And so I had taken the Cialis, and that should have kicked in like that. Ain't working, honey. All right, let's try the Muse. Will you help me with that? Oh, sure. Well, that was pleasant. That should have taken 20 minutes to kick in. Nothing. Meanwhile, she's on the bed looking gorgeous. Sweat is starting just to form, little beads here, just starting to form, just a little bit on my forehead, everywhere actually. And I'm thinking, okay, come on. It does not help, by the way. Never helps. And I'm thinking, oh, please don't let this be a fizzle, please. And so I held out. So I guess I hadn't totally accepted it yet, right? Because I held out. And I said, after about 40 minutes, I said, sweetie, that's not working either. But you know what? I've got the fail-safe system here. This is physics. And if there's anything I understand, it's physics. Vacuum pump. It may not be pretty, sweetie, but it works. Trust me. So she's looking at me like that, and I'm sitting on the bed. Okay, I'm sitting. This actually happened. okay, what I'm about to share with you. So I'm just going, and I'm pumping faster and faster because I'm going, and then all of a sudden I go, oh! It sucked in my left nut. Oh! I'm over like this. Oh my God! Oh, that's painful. Ow! Ow! Jesus, why is this happening? Oh, now the sweat is pouring off my head. I'm thinking it's over before it started. And I give her so much credit for not walking out at that point. And I said, you know what? It's like it just hit me out of the blue. I go, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not trying anymore. That way, let's just lay together and see what happens. Wow. What happened was truly extraordinary. It takes my breath away now, just talking about it. We made love that entire night. The only thing we could eat was the cashews they sold in the book, whatever the thing is, the gift shop. They totally shut down the restaurant. And we finally got to sleep, even though we didn't feel like it, and we made love all next morning. Now you're probably wondering, how does that work? Trust me, it does. You see, we both learned so much from this. First of all, I learned surrender. Instead of trying to be the performance king or some semblance of it, or even a little bit of it, I surrendered completely. And thankfully, she accepted that surrender gracefully. It takes two. And in that surrender, I became open to other possibilities that neither one of us knew even existed. So here's what happened for me, and for those, and you don't need to show your hands if you're affected by erectile dysfunction. I understand that. I'm not going to try to trick you and have you raise your hand, but let me just say this. If you are, I'm telling you right now from a first-person standpoint that it can absolutely be the gateway to levels of intimacy you cannot really fathom. Because what it did for me, and this is why my impotence is absolutely a gift, and those of you who saw the article, how many people saw the article in the newspaper? Okay, in the article, the gal asked me, the reporter asked me, would you want your function back if you could get it? And you remember my answer to that? I'm not sure. And there's a reason for that. Because you see, what happened for me is that because I wasn't able to get hard, I didn't have the urge that comes with it. Now, it doesn't mean I wasn't wildly attracted to Jackie. It doesn't mean I didn't want to make love to her every second of the day. It means I didn't have the urge that's associated with having an erection. And that's a powerful urge. It's overwhelmingly powerful in a man. And so what it enabled me to do is slow down. Men and women are very different in their sexual response profile. It allowed me to slow way, way down. And as a result, we matched. First time in my life, I matched my partner's response profile. And probably first time in her life. And as a result, the level of intimacy that we enjoyed was beyond description. She had experiences that she had never even remotely had before. And what's really interesting is that I was not able to climax. A lot of men ask you, well, are you able to climax if you can't get hard? Well, I can now, not get hard, but I can climax. And actually, it is far stronger, far more lasting, longer lasting than it ever was, because there's no off switch like there is when a man ejaculates.